So the news is that I was part of a documentary film on longevity, because you know how I kind of merge sex and longevity, like sex span, staying young forever, die fucking, basically.
That's a shirt right there. We need to make that shirt.
That's the shirt. That's the shirt.
Thinking that, I'm like, that's perfect. Anyways,
so I was on this documentary at one of the biohacking conferences at which I spoke. And because I speak at a lot of health conferences, because health and sexual health that's a good intersection for me. Healthy people have sex.
Yeah.
Sick people do not.
Yeah.
You just can't. And so I was there, and I got asked to be on a documentary. I met the filmmaker. It was for a longevity documentary. I met the filmmaker, and he was like, damn, you're interesting. Tell me more about you. And after he interviewed me, he said, I would like to make a documentary about your life. I'd like to make a documentary about how sexual education is non-existent. It's the blind leading the blind. You're struggling with censorship. And yet sex is so easy to learn if someone just tells you what to do, and that's what you do, but you can't get any traction because you're constantly blocked and shadow banned and shut down. And, you're lumped in with pornography, and you're not pornography. And I'd like to do a documentary about your and Tim's life, and how you almost lost your marriage, and then you learned how to make love, and that saved it. And, what were the things you learned, and what have you been teaching, and what could people know? And
welcome, fellow lushes. Come on in, pull up a bar stool, and enjoy some cocktails with Dimples and the Beard.
before we go, open the tavern.
Open the tavern.
We are open. We are ready for business. That was awesome. Ready for business. Ready to go. Ready to dirty it up.
I didn't get to tell my sex toy story. I'll have to save that for another one. I got a sex toy story.
Oh boy. Are we going to talk about it with Susan?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
We'll bring that up on our own. Before we go, we are ready to go. Go. What was that? Just
it's fine.
It's fine.
Jesus Christ, can you just fucking do it? We're going. Welcome back to another episode of Cocktails with Dimples in the Beard, Sex Ed edition. Susan Bratton is back.
Back for more to discuss. Well, you have to wait and see what we're discussing. She was very nice in sending us, which we'll talk about. In the meantime, once you're done watching this awesome episode, give her a like, subscribe, share, give us a comment. Tell us what you think of the stuff we're going to discuss. If you can't figure it out, stick around. Now, let's not leave a pretty lady waiting.
So without further ado, is she a doctor? Doctor of Love.
She's a doctor of love.
Susan Bratton.
He's a doctor.
Dr. Joel Cameron. But he's not on.
He's not on.
The beautiful lady. Susan
We're
Bratton.
going to go with the beautiful lady today.
So without further ado, for the second time, because you interrupted me.
What?
Without further ado, Susan Bratton.
Oh, well, hello.
Oh, look how beautiful that looks.
Wow.
Hi, Dean. Hi, Kevin.
How are you?
How are you two doing today?
Fantastic. We never get tired of seeing our logo on beautiful women. It is a wonderful, wonderful thing.
And you sent me two cute shirts, and they both fit me perfectly.
Oh,
okay.
I thought this one was nicer because it looks good with my guns.
Exactly.
But the other one's super cute too.
We'll have to talk to the merch department. Did I tell the merch department to sell two?
No, I said I don't know. I think there was something at Spark. We talked about it, and I thought, well, let's you.
Hey, for all the
you can pick which one you like.
All the stuff you sent to us, we can definitely give away two shirts.
Absolutely. That's exactly what I was thinking. So I thought, well, we'll choose.
Rich, you got your penis pumps there.
Absolutely.
It's so funny. As I was sitting here getting ready, I'm like, what am I sitting on? Oh, that's a prostate massager. Jesus, what's this? Oh, it's a cock ring. And I was like, I gotta move this giant load of penis pumps over here. It's like literally do curls with this thing. There's so many pumps here. I know, it's so funny. I've got so much stuff around here, because I'm always doing demos and things.
Yeah,
it makes sense. And then we're like, let's bring it out. We're going to talk. We'll get to it shortly, but we have a lot to talk about with that bad boy.
But cheers first, because we are drinking dirty martinis
Perfect.
Yes.
Sir Tim is literally walking into the studio very slowly right now because
Mhm.
he has made me. I know
Nice.
it's very dangerous in here with all the lighting and everything around here.
Don't trip on the pumps.
Darling.
Yeah. Over the
Ooh.
pumps.
Don't trip on the pumps.
You would fall.
Yeah, you can wave. No, they're not live, but you can wave to Dean and Kevin.
Absolutely.
This
Hello.
is Sir Tim.
Hello,
There he is.
you lucky man, you.
How are you, sir?
They said you're a lucky man. And
Pleasure meeting you.
He's got to go. He's going to get Indian food tonight, and
Perfect.
he's got a call, so he's got to run downtown and get some Indian food. I'm getting drunk with you guys, so fuck cooking. I cook all the time. I cook almost every meal. We don't really do much takeout. I like good home cooking, and I am a delicious cook.
Ooh,
and today I'm having.
Wait. Your food is delicious, or the cook is delicious, or both?
Both. Delicious and nutritious. I texted you guys this morning and told you I was going to be making my passion fruit vanilla vodka martini.
Ooh.
At my grocery store this week, they had fresh passion fruit, the nice big ones that get all wrinkly when they're ripe.
Yeah.
Nice.
So this is a fresh squeezed
Wow.
passion fruit martini with my favorite vodka, which is French vanilla Ciroc, which they no longer make. So last Christmas, Tim found like the last 4 bottles in America and gave them to me as my present because this is my signature drink.
What do you do? What are you going to do when you run out?
Cry.
I have 3 more bottles left and I'm not thinking about it.
You're good for now.
And she's not sharing.
Right? Yeah, don't share that.
I know.
With anybody.
When people are like, "Oh, that looks good," I'm like, "Oh, you won't like it."
Right.
It really just tastes like shit. It's a health drink. You don't want this. Let me make you a Kettle One.
I was gonna say, just give them the absolute vanilla.
Yeah.
That'll be fine. They won't know.
It doesn't even taste as good. It's very hard to find vanilla vodka. And the Ciroc French vanilla had such a nice taste.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
something we'll never know.
Why is that?
I know.
They don't make it
I'm not
anymore.
sharing. I'm never sharing.
And she's not sharing.
I'm trying to think if I've had it before.
I know I
I
haven't.
don't know if I've had it before.
Probably not. It's a super girly drink.
Yeah.
And it's weird because
So he's had it.
I'm a super girly drinker.
my husband is too. So Tim's the girly drinker. I'm the one who's more, I'll take the bitters drinks. This is not very sweet.
Okay.
Because passion fruit is tangy AF.
Yep.
And it really cuts down that vanilla flavor. So almost always when Tim and I are out at a place and we order cocktails, we have to switch. We have to switch the cocktails.
Yeah. me and my lady are the same way. Same way. She's ordering the Jameson neat and I'm ordering the pina colada.
And then they bring it and they just assume and give it to the wrong.
That's why
Dean, what's your t-shirt? What's the roach?
He is another podcaster, a comedian friend of ours, Josh Potter. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's his nickname, the Roach. So we
Super
love
funny.
him.
Yeah.
So
Josh Potter, he's super funny.
yeah.
I will check him out.
Yeah.
And his podcast is great.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
So we have dirty martinis because in our communication this morning,
you
also said you wanted to talk dirty talk. And
I think that's a nice idea, don't you?
I do.
I've never said no to a lady talking dirty to me. Is that what you meant? Just you're going to talk, or we're going to talk about dirty talk?
I'm not going to talk dirty to you. I wouldn't know what to say.
Damn it!
I'm going to talk dirty for you.
Excellent.
That's what I need. In the bedroom, I need a surrogate dirty talk. I need like an earpiece in.
No longer.
Just
Like Cyrano, what's his name?
Cyrano de Bergerac.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
She knew.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
do
talked
you like
dirty
that?
for the other guy. So it was Steve Martin did that movie.
He
He did a really good Cyrano.
That was awesome. Yeah.
It was a cute movie. Yeah, I think
Not dirty enough, but anyways.
I agree. So I have really exciting news. So let me tell you one thing about Dirty Talk, and then I want to tell you some really exciting news, you guys.
all right.
Oh, awesome.
So, because I know you love me and I love you and you want the best for me and all that stuff. So some good
Absolutely.
shit happening for Susie Bratton.
That's good.
I know. So first thing is that the reason I suggested Dirty Talk was that I think it just makes a nice damn show when somebody's talking dirty. Because everybody likes dirty talk.
Yeah.
And so I thought what I would do, and it's interesting that Dean said, I don't know how to talk dirty. I needed a thing in my ear, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you how to talk dirty without feeling weird. I have 5 dirty talk tricks that are basically strategies that let you start talking dirty, and they're really easy.
Okay.
And they're not the kind of thing that you think about. And so I actually wrote a book. Hang on, I've got the book right here.
Awesome.
One of 72 books.
Okay.
Maybe?
44.
44. All right.
But who's counting? This Dirty Talk book, How to Talk Dirty Without Feeling Weird, is you can buy it on Amazon, but don't bother, because you can just download it off my website at dirtytalkbook.com. So you can just kick back and relax and let me talk dirty to you, and know that everything that I'm going to tell you and all the verbatims, like all the things that I say, are, I'm not going to I'm not memorize what's in here, but I give you literally what to say, so you can memorize a couple and then you can turn them into your own. And so they're called verbatims. And so I teach you the tricks and then I tell you what to say, and it's all at Dirty Talk Book. So you can just relax and have a good time and kick back with your martinis and know that later you'll be like, what the fuck was that number 4? And you'll go, oh yeah, dirtytalkbook.com. I go get it right there. So I have all of your problems solved.
I like that.
Well, I do find dirty martinis are a good lubricant for dirty talk. One, a couple of these, and the words come out a little easier than if you're just stone cold sober. So,
and your partner's a little more receptive to them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lowers the old inhibitions a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so, okay. Let me tell you my fun thing. So I just got back from 40 days in Europe, which was amazing.
Holy cow.
I was living vicariously through you on Instagram. It was,
oh, great. You were watching my posts. Yeah. I was posting the shit out of that. And what I was doing was I've just gone on Threads. So I used to be on Twitter, but I didn't put a lot of attention on it. And Instagram is fun, but I'm constantly censored.
Yeah.
And they launched Threads, and I thought, well, I'm just going to be there for my personal life, because Instagram is more like, I'm on this podcast, I'm doing this thing, here's a sexy picture of me, you can see my titties, kinda, that's Instagram. So,
and when they fall out, you blur them. That's all. It's no big deal.
I just put like winky smiley things over my boobs and stuff. So I thought to myself, I really want a place where I can have my personal self-expression, post my trips and stuff like that. And I thought, all right, I'm going to do you, Threads. And so I've started posting over there. I don't know if you guys are on Threads yet, but
we are. We haven't really used it at all, but we didn't really use Twitter either. So
okay, so
I am enjoying it.
Okay.
And what's the difference of Threads compared to Twitter and Instagram?
It's the same fucking thing as Twitter. It's Twitter, but Elon didn't ruin it. Is basically, it's not full of a bunch of haters.
Yeah.
Twitter just got ruined. Well, shitter, X, they changed it to X, so everybody just calls it shitter, Xitter now. And so Threads is just this sweet, happy place where everybody's like, nobody's going to be mean here. We're all going to be nice to each other. And I'm like, me too. And so it's turning out that way. And there's like, I'm following photographers, and I'm following cooks, and I'm following political news, because I'm very politically minded. I'm concerned about what's happening in America right now, the bifurcation of our peoples. So so it's good over there. And so that's where I've been posting a lot of stuff.
Okay.
We'll have to check it out.
But that's not the news. So the news is that I was part of a documentary film on longevity, because you know how I kind of merge sex and longevity, like sex span, staying young forever, die fucking, basically.
That's a shirt right there. We need to make that shirt.
That's the shirt. That's the shirt.
Thinking that, I'm like, that's perfect. Anyways.
So I was on this documentary at one of the biohacking conferences at which I spoke. And because I speak at a lot of health conferences, because health and sexual health are that's a good intersection for me. Healthy people have sex.
Yeah.
Sick people do not.
Yeah.
You just can't. And so I was there, and I got asked to be on a documentary. I met the filmmaker. It was for a longevity documentary. I met the filmmaker, and he was like, damn, you're interesting. Tell me more about you. And after he interviewed me, he said, I would like to make a documentary about your life. I'd like to make a documentary about how sexual education is non-existent. It's the blind leading the blind. You're struggling with censorship, and yet sex is so easy to learn if someone just tells you what to do, and that's what you do, but you can't get any traction because you're constantly blocked and shadow banned and shut down, and you're lumped in with pornography, and you're not pornography. And I'd like to do a documentary about your and Tim's life, and how you almost lost your marriage, and then you learned how to make love, and that saved it. And what were the things you learned, and what have you been teaching, and what could people know? And so he's turned out to be just this absolutely delightful, incredibly talented human who does cause-based documentaries. His latest one is called The Cost of Convenience, and it's essentially about how like tech giants are sucking up all our data and monetizing it, and they know everything about us, which we know. And I watch, and I'm very sad. Like, I'm literally a Silicon Valley executive that's moved out of the Silicon Valley now, but that was my whole career. I know big tech. I was big tech. I was super aware of everything I thought was going on. And I watched Dave's new movie, The Cost of Convenience, which is not out on the streamers yet. He's working on selling it into the streamers now. And it is one of the most intelligent movies. And I thought, oh shit, that was chilling. I didn't even know all that stuff.
So you got to watch it? You got to watch?
Yeah, okay. I got to watch it when I was with him. And then Forever Young is coming out next, about the science of longevity. How we're going to be like, what is life going to be like when, now for me personally, I'm 62, but I think about my lifespan as being 110, 120. I'm not going to die at 80 or 90 like my parents. I'm going to live decades longer. So how do I plan my life? And what decisions do I make now in my 60s if I know that it's not at 20 or 30 years from now, but 40 or 50 years that I might well be on this planet kicking major ass? So that's his next movie. And then the third movie that he's putting out is the movie about our sexuality. And I was talking to him, and I was like, it's really, our sexuality is one of the gifts of our humanity. And he goes, that's the title, The Gift.
Ooh.
Oh,
so we got the URL, thegift.film, for anyone who's watching and wants to ride my ride through the process of making a sexual documentary.
Okay.
Thegift.film is where it will be hosted. So you can kind of get in on all the behind the scenes stuff, which will be really fun.
That's awesome.
Wow. And so the progress of the film and everything is going to be on there?
Yes. I'm just going to basically just be live blogging it, if you will.
Oh, nice.
Well, yeah. To his point, congratulations. That's awesome news. It feels
great.
So speaking of longevity, have you watched the documentary on Netflix? I can't remember the name of it, but the guy went to all of the, what do they call them? The blue spots? Yeah. Have you watched that?
I'm literally watching it right now.
It was
and as
very
a matter
interesting.
of fact, I just started on a supplement. My friend Leslie Kenny owns a company called Oxford Health, and they make something called Primadine. And it's actually spermidine. She just didn't want to call it spermidine. It's spermidine, and it is a component. Spermidine and putrescine are a component of semen and breast milk that give us autophagy, which cleans out our cells. And it comes from Okinawa. She uses a wheat germ and a chlorella, and these Okinawan, components, and Okinawa is one of the blue zones.
Yeah.
And I've just started taking spermidine. Primadine there's a gluten-free version because it's made out of wheat germ, and I'm gluten intolerant. So
thank you.
She has one made out of Okinawan chlorella. And she said, if you take the maximum effective dose, within 90 days, you're going to have thicker hair, better nails, more beautiful skin. And that's just your eyebrows will get thicker, your eyelashes will get thicker. And she said, that's just the external showcase of how things are de-aging inside you. And I'm like, girl, sign me up. I want to have all that. And that's a component found in semen, spermidine, like the ancient Taoists who used semen retention for longevity.
Yeah.
What it was the friggin' spermidine that they were storing up.
Oh.
And so now there's components. We've isolated the same component. You don't actually have to lick cum. You can.
Hey, no, whoa. You do?
Well,
you go straight to the source.
I was just going to say, so this is proof that I haven't been lying to all my ex-girlfriends that it's healthy for you, baby.
I'm keeping you alive.
Exactly. Yeah, there are over 20 beneficial components in semen that help your partner.
Hold on. Can you? I want to make sure we get you saying that where I can clip it.
Nice.
Nothing. So one more time.
Yeah, there's over 20 beneficial components of semen, including the spermidine, the putrescine, as well as serotonin, luteinizing factor, testosterone, zinc. There's all kinds of beneficial things in semen that help your lover.
Send me that clip, just that clip.
It'd be my first when I approach ladies at the bar. Watch this.
Click.
Exactly.
I'm just trying to make you healthier.
You have to say, get a load of this.
Oh, you are made for this. So
not while I'm drinking.
Also on longevity. I just watched a podcast, the diary of a CEO, and he had Brian Johnson on from Blueprint.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you've heard of this guy. I know all about it. He's very interesting in the most measured man in the world, whatever. He's 47, but his measurements say he's 25 or something like that. And it was funny because the headline was about the thumbnail said something about nighttime erections. Yeah. Well, whatever. And he was talking about what the thing that we talked about with Elliot about the tech ring. So
exactly. Nighttime erections are an indicator of health.
Yeah. Very interesting.
And using a penis pump gives you better nighttime and daytime erections.
And there
just better health. And
there we go.
There it is.
So
there's a lead in.
Go ahead.
I didn't want to ruin. Now we just ruined the intro into it. I was going to go back to the dirty talk for just a bit.
Let's go back.
We got plenty of time
because of the
tease the pumps.
Yes, not quite yet. And we have a lot of questions about it. And
we have some things on male enhancement for you.
And
later.
we got to talk either.
So
in the dirty talk, which
banging boner.
Another T-shirt.
I have a lot of good
thanks
new
to Joel Cap. I got a banging boner.
That is dirty talk right there.
Yeah.
May not be allowed in every store, but that's all right. Dirty talk. So in your dirty talk book, and it gives you the talking points and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I guess in my head I'm thinking certain partners, certain things. Obviously, you're not doing it first night, one night stands. You're not unless they're asking for it, because you got to know your partner to know what kind of dirty talk to use.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you can do the kind of dirty talk I'm going to tell you in the first time you ever make love to a woman.
Okay.
And she will be like, holy fuck, I love to fuck this guy.
Because I've been where, this talk works for this girl. This talk turns her off. Then I try to use this talk to her. She's like, what are you in fucking kindergarten? Give it to me, So yeah, that's where you got to know your partner, but you're telling me no. Kind of. No. Okay.
This works for all partners. I think so. When we think about dirty talk, a lot of times we think about it like, oh, you dirty little, like that kind of stuff, right?
Exactly.
But there are a lot of things that you can do that are much more sensual.
Mm-hmm.
Pillow talk. So let me give them to you, and then we can go into them, and we go in them in any order that you want to. So the first one is,
so there's not like this is the first thing you should say. This is the first, I shouldn't say because you make it our own, but start here. And then
these are generally ways that, so most people are very, very quiet during sex. They barely even moan. And moaning is my bonus one. Moaning is what gives you guys the feedback you need to know how well you're doing. And it kind of assuages your concerns and performance anxiety. And the more vocal we are,
100%.
not just at climax, but just generally like, oh yeah, that feels so good. Yeah, I like that. Keep doing that.
Don't stop. Don't stop.
Exactly. Don't stop till I say so. Those kinds
it goes
of
both
things
ways.
Are super helpful. Yes. And they are good men need to speak up much more than they do. As a matter of fact, women are generally better at dirty talk than men are for a couple of reasons. Number one, the man of few words is a thing. You guys have trouble. You think things and you feel things, but it doesn't always come out there. It's harder for you generally. If you look at the male and female brain, often women are more verbal.
Sure.
So you have that as kind of a thing that is harder for you. And then the second thing is you're worried about making a mistake or treading on ground that is just, taboo, and you don't want to upset a woman. So you're afraid to you don't want to do dirty talk. And then the third thing is that mostly, the majority of people who watch pornography are men, and the kind of dirty talk that is modeled tends to be a little degrading to women. And so when you get in your mind what dirty talk is, you think, oh shit, that's too degrading. I can't even do that stuff. And she would really get pissed off about that. That would be gross her out and the thing would be over. And that's why I wrote Dirty Talk book, because I wanted people to have alternatives that are very appealing to women and really turn them on.
Yeah.
And I can tell you that my boyfriend has 2 other girlfriends because he doesn't live in my town. And chicks just love him.
And we're talking the anal guy?
No, the other one. I have 2 boyfriends. Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
And,
I want to make sure.
and
credit where credit's due. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly. And he has really learned these dirty talk techniques, and he does them so well that his other girlfriends love them. And he's having so much fun doing it. It turns out he's great at it. Like, he just started doing it and he kind of worked on it. And now he leads his girlfriends through these incredible experiences verbally. And he calls me up in the morning and he's like, oh my God, let me tell you what I did with Tammy last night. This was so fucking sexy. And he's just so happy and he loves it so much. So I really like to empower people to think beyond what they think about dirty talk and to try these new things. So let me tell you what they are.
Yeah.
Okay.
So number 1, so I'm going to give you 6. Because I always have bonuses. There's always a little something more for you. So the first one is to focus on the effect your partner is having on you. Okay. So just talking about what you're feeling from them. And I'm going to give you examples. I'll go back and give you examples, but I want to tell you what all 5 are. 6. The second one is saying what you see. In the expanded orgasm practice, we call that apnosing. And apnosing is really very helpful when you tell a woman what you're seeing as you're seeing her turn on evolve. So I'll come back and give you some examples of that. The next one is to share how you're feeling, because she doesn't know what's going on with you. And by the way, these work both ways. So when a woman's telling you, I'm feeling so safe and warm and close to you, I'm really feeling well cared for, like I can just surrender to my pleasure with you, I really trust you, that makes you feel good. So sharing how you're feeling, kind of like I statements when you're having arguments, or like a communication skill, an I statement.
Yeah.
Then the next one, this is one my boyfriend loves, tell a sexy story. So he'll make love with his girlfriend or with me, one of us, and he'll tell us a sexy story, like as he's giving us a yoni massage or something like that, he'll tell us a sexy story. And a lot of what he's done in telling sexy stories to his other girlfriends is that he's given them ideas for things they could possibly do, but not ask them to do them. just given them this ideas that they can kind of, chew on and masticate a little bit on that over time and start thinking about it, because then it becomes less fearful, like having a threesome, describing the scene, what she's doing, what he's doing, etc. The next one is the moaning and verbal feedback. And I honestly think this is a great one to use when you start. I didn't used to be very good at moaning and verbal feedback. I was a quiet lover. And my boyfriend is hard of hearing in one ear. But I never remember which one it is. So I'm like, oh, fuck it. I'll just be loud. And he needed me to be loud. Yes. And I just had to do it. He's like, I need you. I need to hear you. You need to make noise for me. I need to know where I'm going, what I'm doing, if it's working, if you're happy. Talk to me, tell me, moan loud, do anything you can to give me feedback. I need that. It's like, that's my request. But I'm hard of hearing in one of these ears. And so I just started being loud. And at first it was hard for me. And the more I did it, the easier it got. And then it started getting me turned on. And of course, it got him turned on. And it just made our sex life so good that now I'm really verbal and moany with all my partners.
Yeah.
So that's another one. And then the last one, which is a technique that I learned from one of my mentors. It's called sharing frames. That's what the technique is called.
Okay.
And it is, think about it like a snapshot. Like, remember the old Polaroids?
Oh, yeah.
Where you would take a picture and it would print right out? That's what a frame is. A frame is after we've made love, I'm going to tell you something that was a moment in time of something that was like a highlight of our date, our sex date, that was really good for me. And it could be something like this. Do you remember last night when I was on top of you and I was riding you and you were kind of like coming up to meet me and we got in this really nice kind of limbic flow and you were just, I was like grinding down on you and you were grinding up on me. And I was just coming and coming and coming. I felt like that was the deepest you've ever been inside me. And you were just so far in and it felt so good. And I felt like we blew through the edges of my womb into some new rooms that were just really just like so satisfying in a way that I'd never felt before. And that's what I wanted to tell you was the peak moment of our lovemaking last night. So that's an example of
you got
sharing
a
a frame.
I was going to say, who needs penis pumps when you got Susan Bratton?
I do what I can do. So that's a really neat thing because it's corporeal. It's physical. It's it's not just you when you said that cute thing to me. It's a sharing frame is a body-based sensation snapshot moment that you share with your partner of a peak body-based moment. That's what sharing favorite frames is. And you can do them anytime. I mean, you could think about something from 2 weeks ago or whatever you wanted to do. But and a lot of times when you share frames, sharing frames is so fun because it like reminds you about how great the sex was the last time you made love. It brings you closer together, but it also lets your partner know, oh, wow, she really liked that deep fucking. I'm going to have to do some more of that deep fucking. And it gives you feedback in a way, but it also takes out the kind of like third party, I'm processing it and gets it right to that deep limbic connection that you're going for when you have really passionate, sensual lovemaking. That moment when you took your finger and it was almost dripping with oil and you just rubbed right down my labia. And it made me just have this incredible orgasm. God, that felt good. It was so light. It was almost like you weren't touching me. And it just sent like shaky, shivery, satisfying orgasms through my entire vulva. Like that. That's an example of sharing the frame.
I'm gonna just assume that the detail is gonna come over time because you've been doing it for quite a while. But
it's pretty easy.
It's gonna start.
What felt good to you.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna start with more bland.
I liked it when you touched my pee-pee last night.
Yeah. Yeah, because in my head I'm going, I often will, like, hey, thinking of last night, I'll send a text or something like that, thinking about us together last night, things like that. I never went into completely detail like that. A little detail. Really enjoyed when you did this to me last night. Things like that. But boy, the descriptiveness is, I'll have to work on that.
Well, what I think is so brilliant about that last thing is that you're instilling confidence in your lover's sex game in a time that there's no pressure, because you're not in the act. So you're not worried about, am I doing it right now? Now he or she is telling you, what you did to me last night was amazing. So now, I mean,
reaffirming what they did.
Good for your confidence. It's helping you. I mean, it's detailed instruction. It's like all of the best, all in one little thing.
I know. And it's always surprising when your lover tells you like a peak physical moment where you're like, no shit, that was the thing for you. That's really cool too. You're like, wow, you mean just that little labia thing was what you want to tell me? Like, wow, I wouldn't have thought that was anything. And that was the thing that you want to tell me about. Yeah. So,
but this affirms exactly what you're saying is you got to tell us, because we would have thought, well, when I did that move last night, that's when she really got, and no, it was something else. So that's it. That reaffirms what you're saying.
Yeah.
Just
so do you guys want to go back to any of these and have me give you any more examples, like the focus on the effect your partner's having on you? Say what you see, share how you're feeling, tell a sexy story. Which one do you want me to do?
Well,
keep your pants on. Him, not you.
I'm gonna need this by myself later. When I think what everybody that watching is going to be in the same boat as I am is, I don't remember the order of which ones you went through. So, say them again, just the headline, and then I'll say a little bit of everything.
Focus on the effect your partner's having on you. Say what you see. Share how you're feeling. I think I'll do say what you see. Why don't I do say what you see?
Perfect.
That's a really good one for guys to use on women. Because
which I love, yes.
Women have, and the nice thing is that the women who are watching your show can teach their men how to do this. So it works well for both. Women generally, as you've noticed, have some insecurities around their genitals. Not that men don't, but if you did a study, it would be like 80% or 90% of women have some genital shame, where probably only 40 to 50% of male penis owners have shame. Yeah. Men tend to like their dicks more than ladies like their pussies, is really what it is. And
yeah, fair enough.
Part of that is because you're masturbating every day and you can see what you have. And because your parents told you have a penis, where for us as women, when we were raised, it was like down there, your private, like there was something wrong with it. Plus, no one ever encouraged you to masturbate. You didn't find it naturally yourself, perhaps. And you don't understand what all the parts are. And there's a lot of complexity to the female parts.
True.
And you're worried about how it tastes, looks, smells. You're worried if your labia are too big or too small, like the labiaplasty surgeons prey on women who think their labia are too big, when draping labia are even more sensual than women who have less labia. They have less material to work with. The more material you have, the more the more signals go to your brain. I mean, you don't want to cut your labia off, right? But so women are really worried about, and I honestly think that the reason why so many women in pornography have tiny little labia is there's like a deep thread of pedophilia in our world. Like every day you hear about these guys who are pedophile. I mean, I just think it looks like little baby genitals, it's some fucked up shit.
Yeah,
I mean,
well, there's
like
a lot of fucked up
everything,
shit up there. Yeah.
There's so much fucked up shit. And so women think there's something wrong when they have beautiful labia, but those labia grip a cock like, so good. And so we women, we menstruate, which we've been told is unclean. So we have all this like shit stacked up against us. So one of the most beautiful things that a man can do to bring his masculine sexual leadership to helping a woman surrender to her pleasure and embrace her sensuality and her self-love is say what you see. Say what you see could be as simple as, and you guys know that I am a huge proponent of yoni massage.
Yeah.
Right.
Yoni massage first to get all her tissue really full of blood so she gets her lady boner and she can catch up with you with your dude boner.
Yes, and I want to personally say thank you. I've been using it quite a bit since our last conversation, and it works.
Yeah.
So what's that? Yoni massage?
Yoni massage. Yes. Yes.
I am so happy to hear it. We need that engorgement to catch up with you guys. So great. So when you're giving your lady her massage, when you've gotten her to the point where she's willing to butterfly her legs, you've got the pillows under her, you're between them or on the side of them, and you're massaging her, you are telling her what you see. Your yoni looks so beautiful to me. I love the way it looks. I love how your outer labia are starting to plump up as I'm rubbing them. I see your inner labia, the edges of them, which were pink when I started, are now tinged with purple along the edges. When I spread them open, they look like a little butterfly. It looks like a beautiful butterfly, and you've got this deep pink color inside with those little dark edges that looks like the most beautiful flower I've ever seen. Oh, now I see your clitoris. It's starting to get bigger. It's starting to pop out of the hood. It's starting to peek out at me. And as I'm stroking it and feeling it, I'm seeing that it's deepening in color. It's getting fleshier. It's getting nicer. I'm seeing some glistening of your lips. I'm seeing the lubrication start. I can tell that you're finally relaxing with me and surrendering to your pleasure. Your body is responding in such a beautiful way to me. I love being so close to you. You're such a precious woman. I love to spend this time with you. And thank you so much for the honor of pleasuring your beautiful body. Like, who's not going to freaking love that?
True.
She's yours. You got it. At that point, you're good. You can do whatever you want. Wow.
What do you think? Could you say things like that?
Here's my thing. I can say things like that.
Yes.
What is, like, my lady and I would be laughing at this stuff. Mm-hmm. It's hard to get, like, I have no issue saying it. It's just hard to stay serious when you're saying it. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's a bad thing. It's
probably a little bit of shame, but I think the more you do it, the less she would laugh and the more she would be able to take it in. The laugh is a barrier to her really taking it in. So I'm glad you feel that you can say it, and I'd like you to keep saying it. Let her laugh through the embarrassment until she begins to really take it in.
Yeah.
And I use the taste a lot by telling her how much I enjoy her taste, and I can't wait to taste her again. And that's what's big to me. And I'll use that a lot. And going back to what you said, it's more, not the yoni massage, but since we've talked, I've massaged many other parts of her body.
Good.
Prior to when
Great.
we're watching a movie, I'll go down and she's like, "Oh God, I'm trying to watch this movie," but I'll just go and I'll massage her feet, I'll massage her legs, and I just massage her body, and don't go near her yoni for a while. Just and that two things I think gets her. She's enjoying it. I just love touching her, and I will tell her I just love just touching your body, regardless of the spot. And she's like, whatever. So it's more of the, whatever. You're just trying to get laid. No, I just love touching her skin, regardless of where it's at of her body.
First of all, you two have done an excellent job hearing and applying the things that I have told you.
A+ students.
You are A+ students. Gold stars all around. Thank you so much. You are setting an example of men who want to learn and get better, and showing that on your show, which is so important. Because men feel like they have to know everything. And by demonstrating the fact that you have applied knowledge, shows other men that there is something they can learn too. And that just helps the whole world pleasure women. The second thing I would say about it is that you have to tell a woman that her yoni is beautiful to you and that you like to touch her everywhere 1,473,000 times before she actually believes it, because of our societal programming. But I also know that you men are indefatigably oriented toward helping women come into their pleasure. And so you can do that. And I can remember that when I was in my early 40s, my husband really just like put the pedal to the metal on just getting me to believe that I was beautiful. I mean, my God, I look back, I was so beautiful. I'm beautiful now.
Absolutely.
Like, I think my yoni is more beautiful than it's ever been. I think I'm spectacular. And a part of that is that I have just really embraced how incredibly beautiful my body is because of all the things it can do. And I don't even worry about my imperfections, because my husband, my boyfriend, they don't even see them. There aren't any imperfections to them. That my husband wants me to wear a pair of thigh-high stockings and slutty shoes and enjoy myself. My boyfriend is like, I don't care what you wear. I just want to stick my tongue down your throat. Like, you look beautiful to me. And a lot of times if I put on a few pounds, I say, grab all this right now, because it's going away as soon as I get back to the gym. I was literally in the gym this morning at 7 a.m. I was 40 days in Europe. I ate every dessert.
Nice.
Every dessert.
You deserve it.
I got up to the gym this morning at 7 a.m. and which I never do. I don't like to get up early. And I was holding my belly fat and I was jiggling it. And I'm like, oh, this is about to go away. I got to tell my boys they better get it while it's hot, because I don't really like to have any. I don't like to have any belly fat, because I like to have a narrow waist, because that's a lower, that's a better score for your longevity. So I don't want to have belly fat. But they like it. They want to grab that. They want to touch this. They want to squeeze it. That's what men like. It's called gynoid fat. And it's a symbol of fertility. And as women, we don't understand that. We look at that through our hormone, like through our estrogen eyes, which are, I'm judgy. I see all these imperfections. And if we need you guys to just never fucking stop telling us how beautiful we are to you, because one day we will wake up and believe you. And then we will be like, it's a tough one, but thank you.
And I would imagine there are some women that go through life and they never do.
Yeah.
Because of their partner, because of a lot of different reasons. I'm a very component of, if I'm with you, you're the most beautiful person in front of me, regardless. I do not see a flaw. I love every part of you, and I will touch and kiss any part of your body and tell you I love it.
I always say testosterone has rose-colored lenses. It
Mhm.
doesn't see the flaws. You look at women and you're like, God damn, that. You know, and we look at it and we're like, oh, I got a poochy tummy. Oh, I don't have my triceps are a little wiggly or whatever. Oh, my titties are, and it's like, girl, shut up now, because you should love all that stuff. It only gonna get worse, so you might as well enjoy the ride, you know.
And it, much like the last episode where we had you on, you gave us a few jobs. You know, if you take the garbage out and you kill the bugs, you're gonna get, you know, as much as you like. This is another one of these things. It is incredibly simple, and just speak up and tell them how beautiful they are. It's not a difficult thing to do. Like it's only
what's on your mind.
It's only gonna work in your favor.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know about you, but when you do look at your lady from across the room and you want to say your ass looks great, you mean it.
1,000%.
Yeah.
You're thinking it.
Yeah.
You're thinking it. Just say it out loud.
I haven't told her enough yet because she doesn't believe me yet. But
someday she will.
Someday she will.
Yeah. Here's a trick. So you guys want to know you're doing a great job.
As guys, we do. We just
need to know that. Because you want to be a winner. Yep. You want to be respected and you want to win. And so when I tell women, you want to know exactly how to get a meeting out of your hand, and they're like, yeah, I say, tell them what a good job they're doing all the time. Appreciate them and let them know you respect them and that they've been winning. They're winners. Because you live in a pecking order where if you're not up, you're down, and you fucking hate down. Down is misery. And that's why sometimes it's hard for guys to take feedback, because they feel like it's a failure instead of just helpful information to help them do a better job. Mm-hmm. So that's dudes. But women, here's the trick with women. It's like a balance thing where you have to have, I should do it like this. Equal amounts of adoration and appreciation for all of their skills and talents, and straight up dirty desire for how freaking sexy they are, with details. So we need details. If you say your ass looks great, a girl's going to be like, it does not. It's so huge. Oh my God. But if you say to them, the certain way that your ass is shaped, that kind of style of just the way it looks, and how your legs look coming out of it, and how your back looks, whatever that is about you specifically, is for some reason what really gets me off. Then they're like, okay, so my ass looks totally fucked up, but he likes it. So now I can finally let him fuck me doggy style in the mirror. Yeah. Because he likes my weird ass. And it's just how women are. But if you only tell her how hot her ass is, and you don't also tell her how brilliant she is, how she did that deal, how tasty her turkey meatloaf is, whatever the hell it is, you have to balance. It's this with women. Yeah. Men, it's like, you're the winner. You're the best. I respect you. You're the winner. You're the best. I respect you. You did this great. 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 You're amazing. Women, it's, you're fucking sexy. Specifically, here's why. Your boobs are the kind of boobs I like. Those nipples are the kind of nipples I like. And oh my God, you landed that deal. You crushed it. I am so proud of you. If you just do all this and none of this, or all this and none of this, she's going to be like, well, he likes me, but he doesn't think I'm very sexy. Or all he wants is sex. He doesn't really care about my mind. And so
yep.
That's the trick.
Yep. Him and I have had hours long conversations about the curve of the back into the ass,
Which
and
is-
how sexy that portion of a woman's body is.
And I get from my, whatever, how backs aren't sexy. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I go back to that. I'll just touch that curve and I'll just touch it leading up to the ass. And she's like, it's just leading you to my ass. Nope.
No.
I love that curve.
Is there anything
is
sexier than ass
beautiful.
dimples?
Oh,
Nothing.
The dimples right up. Oh my god.
Oh, so pretty.
go back to what you were saying before about her ass and detail about it.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm saying it wrong, but to me is
Okay.
your ass fits. I love the way it fits in my hand perfectly.
That's good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Attaboy.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's just
I can go to bed. I can go to sleep. Just that. That's all I
Yeah.
need.
so nice. I find that calming and comforting. And the way you fit with me, our body dynamics are so nice together.
See, you get a little more detail than I do, but
I'm giving you words.
I know, and I'll use that. Yeah.
I'm
gonna use it.
Oh, I know you are.
You're
But I only got once. I've only got one time when we didn't see each other for a while was like, I miss how much you love my ass, or how much you grab my ass. But I haven't got it for quite a while yet.
well, you leave it alone for a while, apparently. Good luck.
It's hurting me.
I know, right?
Because I said that. I'm not going to tell you something I don't truly believe. I'm not going to make it up. I mean,
No.
I'm not going to. Anyways.
Yeah. No.
Should always be truthful. But there's plenty to be truthful about, or you wouldn't be with her.
That back.
Exactly. Oh, look at that.
Let's finish her up.
All right.
I mean, let's finish up the cocktail. That's all.
There's plenty left.
That's all we got.
So, all right, we've done enough dirty talking. I've had
No, you can never do enough dirty talking.
I understand that, but I'm starting to feel guilty about not,
We'll talk. Yes, you're right. You're right.
I mean, you were nice enough to send us these things. We've got to talk about how beneficial they were.
Good. Yeah, I want to
And-
hear how it went for you guys.
Yes, because
So
Absolutely.
I sent you both penis pumps. I sent you the Whopper. We
Mhm.
talked about pumping last time and how using a pump is healthcare down there, and how having the right pump that's sized well for you will increase your vascularization, your blood carrying capacity, your firmness, your erectile function, and it's pleasurable.
Yeah.
So how did it work out for you?
And I want to just throw in there that when we did talk about it, I don't want to say we're skeptics.
yeah,
Yeah, of
Because we were
course, you
like,
should be.
Yeah. I mean, come
I
on.
mean, these things have been around for 50 years and they've been, and you've never
So-
heard anybody. If let's face it, if this was like, if the ones that you could have got 50 years ago were the magic bullet, everybody had been using them for the past, but these
Obviously, they've improved over time.
yes, high quality and
And many options. I mean, there's one in there. I apologize. I'll never get to that point. I'll say it right now. Holy cow, is that for an elephant? What's going on? What's going on with that? But
yeah, I truly appreciate you
It's
sending
for
the
your dick
XL.
and balls.
I
So-
Truly appreciate it. It was really good for my ego when I saw the package and there was an XL. I was like, all right, cool.
Nice.
so let's just quick go through
Goals.
what we did. So
Yeah, so we
great instructions. We're not sharing.
we're not using the
We're,
same ones.
we're not sharing. Well, let's go. But I guess, so what? If we had to, whatever. But so we got the pump, and there's two different procedures with one, where the dick and balls go in there.
Yep.
Timing, do that, relax to do it, and then there's
That's for length.
and then just the dick.
Just the dick. That's for girth.
Okay, okay.
So-
that was a question.
Well, it is, and we'll get to our results, and that brings up a good question about maybe I'm not giving myself enough room to expand.
Right.
That-
You might could need a larger cylinder. So remember earlier I was talking about how I was moving these out of the way. So there's a lot of different sizes,
yes.
and a guy will graduate up to the next cylinder. So let me know. I might should tell what size is that
No.
cylinder?
Let me rephrase it. We got every size.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
we got small, medium, large, extra large. So we got plenty of sizes.
Oh, great.
In
Okay,
my
just
head,
use the bigger one.
and I did. I went up a size like halfway through.
Oh, and I
great.
did not.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you need enough vacuum. You can't have your dick filling up the cylinder so much you don't get enough vacuum to pull enough blood into your dick.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. So I
think I did that.
The one with the bigger one where you're putting your balls and your cock in there,
which is odd to do it first.
Yeah,
not gonna lie.
So that's generating length. Okay.
Yeah, here's how it works. I've got a picture. Hang on, I'll show you.
Okay.
I love pictures.
I do too. So let's see.
These blue cheese stuffed olives are fantastic.
You can take them home with you. They're horrible.
Yeah, I gotta remember to get olives at the grocery store. My husband keep going, did you get olives? I'm like, oh fuck, I forgot again.
I love blue cheese. I just don't like olives.
How'd you get that picture of me?
So this is a nice veiny, well engorged penis, and this is what it looks like inside. And these are the 3 erectile tissue chambers that you're vacuum sucking the blood into to expand the skin and the tunica albuginea, which are the wrappers around the spongy tissue. This is the suspensory ligament. This is what goes when you get a hard on. And when you tug at it by sticking your dick and your balls in the big cylinder, it pulls on that, releases it a little tiny bit. So you still get the hard on, but you get a drop to your penis. So even flaccid, your penis looks longer because you're using the bigger, that's why I called it the Whopper, the bigger cylinder. And that gives you a bit of drop. And then that's the length where the pump itself, the vacuum starts increasing the girth, and it starts at the base. And then over time, as you pump longer and longer, more days, more times, not over one period, but over many periods, it pulls that blood flow up, and your penis gets thicker and thicker and thicker all the way up. And when you're doing it, when you start, don't pump right away. Pump up slowly so that the blood can get up to the top, so you don't end up with a triangular dick from pumping. You want
now she tells us
thick dick. I know.
I was gonna say,
sorry. Did you end up
it's abnormal looking now.
Oh, I'm sorry, but you put that thing on, you can't help but go.
You're right. He's right. You wanna, and then you're like, shit, release valve.
Too far.
You have to have a good release valve, and low and slow gets more gains than fast and furious.
Okay. But a lot of it was to get to a number and then kind of leave it.
Yeah, right.
Yes, you hold at a vacuum pressure, and the vacuum goes over time, gets more and more, but you have to start out small because you don't want to stretch out the skin or the tunica albuginea by pulling too much vacuum into it, and then you could tear it or you could bruise it, and so you have to go slowly at first.
Okay. I do enough bruising on my own.
Exactly.
So I don't know.
So we've had these for, I want to say 10 weeks. We've probably been 8 to 10 weeks that we've been doing this.
So I do believe 100% that I was thinking the opposite, and maybe I didn't, and that's my fault for not reading, but I was thinking that was more for the pull.
Oh, sure.
And so I did not go up a size, and that I think I should have. To your point, there was not much room to move, so I was thinking it was going upward. So that
makes sense. I can see that logic. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll switch.
Yeah, just go up.
Because you do this first, the balls, you take the balls out, and then boom. Okay, now I'm going for thick expansion. So I was thinking wrong. So again, education's a huge part as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the biggest education I want to give to everybody watching, 100%, is definitely the lube is huge.
Yeah, you gotta have the pumpers lube.
You
don't go dry.
Don't go dry first time. Like, whatever, I can just pump it. No.
Yeah, you want a lot of lube around the base to get a seal.
Yep.
And then you want to put the lube in the tube
Yep.
and on your dick. So as it pumps and gets bigger and bigger, it slides up rather than going,
Preach, sister, because that first time it was itching. What's going on? Yeah.
So you dumbasses basically fucked up all of the stuff at first, but you're figuring it out. Is that what you mean?
It only took the lube one time.
There goes that gold
Good.
star we got earlier.
I know, exactly. Gold Star removal program is
One
in
time.
place.
Lube was one time.
Dean.
After that, it was my friend. But no, the lube was only one. You only had to do it one time.
I'm curious, why did you think they sent you this giant bottle of lube? By the way, you use more lube.
Oh,
I got half a bottle of lube gone.
I think you're over lubing your pussy.
Can you over lube?
I got a good seal. Oh, I have no complaints.
Good.
I mean,
some guys also need to manscape around so they get a good seal.
Yeah, I found that early on.
Early
on, I couldn't get it to seal real well, so I just went bald. I'm like, fuck it, just shave it all off for now.
I like that myself. Yeah,
I did
because
that
that's
first,
good for blowjobs. You don't want all that hairy mess down there.
Absolutely,
you get a visual inch when you whack it back. I mean, there's a lot to be said for it.
There really is.
I do like what you said about the looking longer when you're flaccid, because that was the first real result I started to notice.
Oh, great. You got out of the shower and you're like, oh my God, my dick is bigger, right?
Exactly.
I love that.
Exactly. And who doesn't love a good hang? Like,
yeah.
That's when you take the pictures and send them off. Like, I got a good hang day going, baby. So that was the first thing I definitely noticed was just the increase in the flaccid penis. So
my biggest thing was a sensitivity increase.
Oh, good. You got more sensitivity. Yeah, that's because you're getting more vascularization. And when the blood vessels grow back out to the edges, because they retract as you age, when the blood vessels grow back out to the edges, the nerves can come back out because the nerves need the blood vessels. The capillaries have to be, the nerves have to be innervated by the vascular system. And so you get that retraction with age. And so when you pump and you pull the blood to the edges, the nerves can grow, and then you get the sensation loss reverses. It's easier to get to climax. You feel more pleasure. Plus, when you're pumping and you're getting more blood flow, when you get a hard-on and it's a bigger, heavier hard-on, you can feel like the thud factor of your cock improve. And when you get that, and you ejaculate, the ejaculation is stronger too, because you're just like, you're blowing more shit out of there. It feels like.
Well, 100%. My Jack, when I come, is completely different feeling since I started. It's a different feeling. I'm not 100% not saying it's just different. And so I'm still getting used to it. The difference of it, that's how different it is. I'm not saying I mean, it's pleasurable. It's just different. And it's
well, I remember texting you early on when we got into this process going, wait, why do we have to wait 2 hours after? It's like God's cruel trick.
It kind of is.
Right,
you can pump, but then all you want to do is fuck when you're done pumping. It is like, Jesus Christ.
I know. Yeah, guys don't even understand how pleasurable pumping is. And I'll give you another little secret.
Well, we're a guy and we're paying attention to our cock for a half hour.
Yeah.
And then say goodbye. I mean, come on. Back to what you're saying. We're guys. We want to go.
But for you listeners or watchers, viewers who are like, well, how come you can't ejaculate right after pumping? It's because you've built up all this capillary extension. And then if you ejaculate and you look kind of like whoosh everything out, it negates the pump session you just did.
Sure.
When you're done pumping, you want to put the leather strap or the constriction ring around the base and hold in that last pump's worth of blood for half an hour, no longer.
Yeah.
So that the all that extra blood that's in there that you don't get in yourself from your erection, but that the pump can get in, is growing all the new blood vessels and the capillaries. And when you hold the blood in, the tunica albuginea kind of gets used to holding all that blood. The tissue of the penis, the skin of the penis gets used to holding all that blood. So then soon when you're getting a hard on, your blood is going into all those places. But if you ejaculate after pumping, you're decreasing it again. And so you've got to hold it in and kind of stretch it all out there. And that's when your body adjusts and your hard on gets bigger and the veins start appearing. It was
let
funny.
me tell you.
So
yeah, go ahead.
how many times did you say, I don't care about my session? I'm
once for sure. But
yeah, sure.
Once for sure.
Okay.
But a good way,
yeah.
instead of using the strap, a good way to keep all that blood in there was to have sex and just not to orgasm. Which we did plenty. Like we would have sex for 10, 15 minutes and just not get to orgasm. And then you're like, all right.
Oh, there you go.
So, and then I knew, like, if we would do that kind of session in the morning, I knew that we would have to fuck that night. And it was, so.
Make love. You meant make love.
Nope. I did not.
Oh,
nope.
Okay.
Those were fuck sessions.
Oh. You got to have those too.
Yeah.
And to him speaking to sensitivity, this is a big one I want to bring up.
Okay.
Because I'm on antidepressants.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And we all know Zoloft can be a very big detractor to bedroom activities. It makes my cock less sensitive.
Yeah.
It's hard to reach orgasm.
Less sensitive, period.
Yes. And this changed that immensely. And I don't want to talk about our size results yet because I want to keep that suspense. But even if I hadn't gained any size, to me, pumping is worth it just to kind of counteract the effects of the antidepressants. And I hear a lot of people call shows like Dr. Drew and all these things and talk about these things. And the answer is never pump. The answer should be pump because it works. So
good.
Yeah.
I am so happy to hear that.
Yeah, it is. It has changed my sex life for sure. I mean, we had a great sex life. We have a great sex life, but I've never cared if I had orgasms. You know, it wasn't a big, because I knew it was tough for me to achieve. So I never really cared. But now that they're happening more frequently, it's a little more animalistic. It's, you know, so.
And she called and she says, damn it, he comes so all the time.
Yeah. Now it's just,
he comes too quickly now. What can you do? Can you get him mad so he doesn't? No, I'm just kidding.
That's great news, Dean. Thank you so much for being willing to share all that. I mean, you know,
absolutely.
That's very personal.
Absolutely.
And you are helping so many people. Yeah, I got an email from a woman this week and she was like, I'm on a medication and I'm having trouble achieving climax and I've got this new guy and I'm really worried about it. What do I do? And I wrote back and I'm like, what medication? And she was saying, I'm having trouble getting there. So I'm like, do you mean achieving climax? And she said, oh yeah, I'm on, it was an antidepressant. And I can't seem to ever quite come. And I said, okay, that's really, really normal. And here are some of the things to do. And one of them that I want to tell you about, it works for the penis and the vulva. And it's a new thing. I'll get some sent to you guys. Okay. It's this new brand that I have been literally waiting for my whole life. It's called Foria, and it's a CBD based. It's called an Awaken oil.
Oh.
And essentially, so our so CBDs are cannabinoids. And we have inside us human beings, us Homo sapiens, an endocannabinoid system. We have endocannabinoid 1 and 2 receptors, and they're in our tissue and our organs. They're in all of it, and they're in our penis and our vulva. And so our brain is what processes the sensation. And over time, what happens with antidepressants, atrophy, aging, etc., is that over time we start losing the body, like the vulva or penis brain connection. And the endocannabinoid system helps create that pleasure pathway. And using what are called phytocannabinoids, which are the cannabinoids from the hemp plant.
Okay.
Those, and this is non-psychoactive. It's not THC. There's no THC in it. It's just the CBD from hemp plants. When you stroke that on your penis and you stroke it on your partner's vulva, and you do it on the mons, the outer labia, the inner labia, the vestibule, the clitoral shaft and tip, and the perineal area, like the whole face, including the entrance to her vagina. You put all of that on, you just wipe a little bit on. It starts to send signals to the brain that activate that neural pathway of pleasure. So you're essentially kickstarting your endocannabinoid system with the phytocannabinoids. Then your endocannabinoid system starts talking, your pussy starts talking to your brain, your dick starts talking to your brain. And then you can use their CBD sex oil for lubrication on top of it. The awaken oil is for the neural pathway. The sex oil is for the slippy slide with more CBD. And then I came down here in my studio and I pilfered the third part of this pleasure protocol, which is their melts, MELTS. And they're these little suppositories. They're little tiny cacao butter and CBD and some botanicals that you can slip in the vagina or the rectum for anal sex. Because I don't know if I told you guys, but I'm in my anal sex period, right? Well, you remind my anal guy. I've got my anal guy.
Right.
And so I love it because it's very hard to get lubrication up into the vagina or into the rectum. The melts, the suppository, you pop it right in, and then, oh my God, it just makes everything so smooth and nice. So you awaken the system, you've put lube on, you've put lube in, everything is so nice, and it awakens and enlivens your penis as well as your vulva. So I actually think, Dean, that might be really, really good for you as well as your partner to try this pleasure protocol. It's at pleasureprotocol.com. I will send, if you'd like me to send it to you, I will have them sent to you.
Yeah, I would love
to absolutely. We'll try anything you send us.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
now you will, right?
Yeah. I mean, and that seriously, 100%.
Yeah, 1,000% for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, together,
so I really love
we'll
that.
try it all together, right?
Yeah.
That's what you meant?
As long as I'm the giver. All right. So
it all goes back to, and then we'll reveal it. It all really goes back to the comfort level of talking about and just talking about it. You know, you mentioned it before. You share stuff. We share. If you can't talk about it, it just makes things difficult for everybody.
Yeah.
And that's half the battle, is getting comfortable.
That's
in the bedroom.
That's 3/4. That's 90% of the battle, isn't it? I mean,
you guys are so good about that, though. You really are.
It's amazing the difference when you have a partner who you can really talk to and not feel judged.
And that's, that's a great word, judge. You're judged, you're embarrassed, and all that stuff. And because you should not be.
Yeah, I've done a lot of shit in my life that if I told people, they would judge me and not be with me. And, now I'm with somebody who knows every secret, and she's fine, she's good. Like, understands every, so it is, that is the
cornerstone,
just the foundation. Yeah. The cornerstone, the foundation. If you don't have it, the sex might be good for a while, but it's not going to stay good,
Right.
So, yeah. So drum roll, please.
The comfort level.
Yeah. Did I hear that anybody got bigger?
Drum roll, please. Results. Let's go. I did effectively. Yes, I gained length and girth. I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't think I had. Like I said, I noticed the flaccid. I didn't think that hard I had. I knew that I was, like you had talked about, I had more firm erections. They were heavier erections, as you put it, but I didn't really think they were bigger. But my last pump session was this morning, and we measured right after. And yes, I had gain in both length and girth. So,
yeah.
And he is far more optimistic than I am. When we talk about the skepticism, most of it comes from me. I was for a month. I was like, hey, like I said earlier, it didn't matter to me if I gained any length or any size because of the effect it had made with dealing with the antidepressants. the size to me was a bonus. And
boner bonus.
Yes. So
I love it.
Size, girth, and length.
And I'll again go back to I ejaculate completely different.
Yeah.
More, it seems more forceful is not the word. More, I can feel it more. I feel it more when I ejaculate. But my length was closer to half an inch.
Wow. In 10 weeks?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
The girth was not as much. But I think because I was doing it, I was thinking this was the length part. And I believe I need to give myself more room to expand. So, but my girth did expand, just not as much.
Yep. That was it. You were just in too small a pump.
But that was more
fantastic.
More like a eighth to a quarter girth is where it went. So it probably maxed out.
Sure.
That's what it was. And you know what's
ladies, I maxed out here. I'm just kidding.
You would with the bigger cylinder now, your girth is going to catch up really quickly. Girth is actually very easy to add.
Oh, okay.
It's length that's harder, and that's why I like the Whopper, because it has the 2 cylinders, one for length and one for girth. Most pumps don't have a length pump. They don't have a length cylinder. But there's also a traction device.
Yeah.
This traction device that you wear for a half an hour. You can wear it a half an hour before pumping. You can wear it as many half hours a day as you want. You just have to take a half-hour break between it, because it's doing essentially cellular division of the penile tissue, and you don't want to overstress that process. And so what this does is it basically attaches very remarkably comfortably under the glands and pulls out with these stanchions, these standoffs. It pulls out from there. And actually, I was talking to Tim, and he said he has to talk to the team Kaplan Care, because his girth is now too big for the base. He needs the next girth up too.
Oh, okay.
And they also have had to make longer stanchions for some of their guys who've grown so long that they didn't have enough of a standoff. So this it will go in your pants. You know, if you have fairly loose pants, you can wear it while you're clothed.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to wear it naked.
Yeah.
I might just wear it to the bars.
Yeah, you could. It collapses very easily, but you can only go to the bar for half an hour, and then you have to go to the men's room and take it off, and that's going to be really weird. So don't do it.
All right.
So the traction device is nice. And then another thing that you guys, I don't know if I sent you this, but I can, no problem. I can send you either or both. This is the red light therapy. And one of the things that I like about this is you wrap it around the cylinder while you're pumping, and you're basically giving all the mitochondria of your penis red light therapy, photobiomodulation, which increases mitochondrial ATP. It basically light charges the batteries of your cells so that you recover faster from the micro damage of the stretching of the pump and the traction device. And so, you know how you can't pump every day, you have to pump every other day or take 2 rest days so you can get the building that comes from the breaking down.
Right.
Well, this helps the building. And also you could put this right on your penis. You can put this right on your balls. So if you have like fertility issues, or you're trying to build more testosterone, it's going to stimulate the Leydig cells as well, stimulate the mitochondria of the Leydig cells, which is helping with testosterone production, helping with fertility, etc. So this is a really nice red light wrap that goes on the pump or on the penis. So if you guys want those, just let me know too.
Obviously, I don't need help in the testosterone part, but go ahead, send that to me.
Okay. I'll do it.
Just kidding. Yeah, we can always
look at this point, Susan. You have changed my sex life so favorably.
That's the key, right?
Yeah, you could send me a corn on the cob and tell me to shove it up my ass, and I'd be like, all right, let's do it. It's got to be good for something. So I have bought in. I am I am bought and sold.
100%. Yeah, I'm
hook,
with you.
line, and sinker.
I'm with you. Well, if it didn't work, it'd be a different story. We wouldn't be sitting here today going.
Of course.
Yeah, we wouldn't be sitting there. But I want to stress to everybody watching that, please don't expect to, if you're gonna, purchase this, that are gonna put it on one time and then boom.
No,
it's not working. You got to
consistency,
dedicate, and you got to be consistent with it. And it's not hard, but it's a little bit of dedication. You just got to do it, to your point, every other day, set an alarm, whatever it is, pump. There it is. You just got to be.
Pumpingguide.com has all the protocols, and you don't have to buy it. You can just download this PDF form at pumpingguide.com. And it has the links to the pump in it, but the link specifically to the pump is, do you have a link?
I'm sure we do somewhere.
We do.
But go ahead and shout it out.
Okay.
We'll share it.
Pumpswork.com has the pump, but don't forget to get the guide. So you don't stick your dick in the wrong tube and get the wrong.
Hey.
No, I'm sorry, Kevin.
I mean, you're the only. It's only bad for you. You're the one. You could have been girthier, but
I could have been girthier. Now, and I mean, let's throw it out to our lady.
Girthier.
What would you prefer? Your man to get more length or more girth?
Don't ask a size queen like me. My husbands and boyfriends have giant penises because they pump all the time. I have a giant pussy. I'm a big girl. I need a lot of cock. I just like it. And so I don't know. I've always been I literally married my husband because he was super smart, super sweet. He liked my ambition. I liked his last name, and he had a giant cock. 5 reasons. I'm like, this is the one for me. So, and he pumps, and he uses
liked
the stretcher.
his last name.
You caught that. I was like, what?
That's important.
What the
Susan Bratton. Doesn't that sound good? Susan Bratton. It has a nice ring to it.
You're a little bit of a brat, so it works.
I am.
And those 5 reasons is why back in the day you made the marriage work, because of all those 5 things, and he was willing, and so it can work.
2 years ago.
Congratulations to you guys. Awesome. I mean that's amazing.
I'm going on my 3rd one, and I'm still only halfway there. So.
Well, I'm so glad the penis pumping went well for you guys. I knew it would. If you did it, I knew you'd like it. That's, for most guys, it's just like, is this bullshit?
Right.
And so thank you for having me on, and thank you for telling men how it worked for you, because I want men at the very least to reverse atrophy, and at the very most to have the most incredible cock they never even imagined they could have in their lives. And it's so simple. But they have to trust.
Right.
And they trust you, and they trust me when they see us talking about it, and they know, like, we're not slinging bullshit. It actually works. 20 to 25% overall penile volume within 10 months of consistent pumping. That's basically the rule. Guys are always like, how big can I get? And I'm like, why don't you start here? Let's see how you do. Call me in 10 months.
Is there in the comfort? I think the comfort level that we're bringing is important to people, because
it is.
The comfort level, we can talk about it. Everybody should be able to talk about it.
Oh yeah.
That's huge, in my opinion, is the comfort level that you bring, and you're direct. And I think that really towards men a lot is because this is that direct, this is what you need to do. Let's do it. But again, you got to be committed, and you got to, if you're not going to be committed to it, then it's not going to work for you. That's bottom line. But it's not a hassle. It's not a hassle.
No,
you make fun. You make it fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
You make it fun.
Yeah, I didn't do one session by myself. The lady helped me with every one of them. We had fun with it.
Yeah.
She was as into it as I was. It's going
to help her.
Yeah, it's a great thing.
It's going to benefit her in the end.
Yeah.
Would you like the lady pumps? I can send the lady pumps.
Well, you
like said we're going to use it.
Yes, we're anything, because you've only changed our lives for the better. So good. I mean, yes.
A lot of couples pump together, and let me show you what the clit and the vulva pump look like. I'm digging around in my stuff here.
Because you got it there somewhere. It's there somewhere.
I'm surrounded by prostate massagers and all.
That's a whole other episode.
Ooh, I got a good one of those.
That's a whole other episode. Prostate massagers, penetrators, whatever you want to call it.
I got a good one of those, and I will talk all you want to talk about a prostate massager.
Good. Yeah. It's going to keep you from getting prostate cancer. You got to keep the blood moving in there. Well, I
and
don't know where the clit
For
pump
health,
is.
too.
It's around here somewhere, but this is the vulva pump. Goes right on the
Oh,
vulva,
yeah.
gets the vulva nice and plumpy, and it also pulls on the clit. But there's a little tiny clit pump around here somewhere. Shit, I don't know where it is.
So now
you
I'm
guys.
curious, what is the for that kind of pump, the vulva pump, is that something you use? I mean, is that essentially just pre-sex? You're going to use that so sex feels better, or is there another reason for that?
As women age, our vulvas start to sag a little and they look like kind of like scroty balls. And so we want to keep things plumped up.
Okay.
And so the vulva pump helps with both engorgement prior to lovemaking, if that's what you want, but it also helps with just keeping all the tissue nice and plumpy. And then the clitoral pump, one of the things that I have done over, I'm going to say like the last 7 years, is I've used the clitoral pump. I put testosterone on my clitoris, and I've also had a number of those O shots, the PRP shots, into my clitoral and G-spot tissue, and that's helped it maintain and grow its integrity. The more surface area you have in your genital system, the more pleasure signals go to your brain. So when I pump my clit, it helps me have better orgasms. It helps me reverse atrophy, just like your penis, but it also helps me have more pleasure. So there's also a head enlarger for guys. Some guys have skinny little dicks. Some guys have squat fat ones. Some guys have dicks that are big with tiny little heads. Some guys have giant heads with little tiny dicks. Like, they're all different, just like vulvas. Yeah. And so with a guy, you can say, okay, what are you going for? Well, I would like to have a bigger head. I don't just want to make more girth. I want the head to be even larger. Okay, add on a head enlarger. So, we have vulva pump, clit pump, we have the length pump, the girth pump, and the head enlarger, and the stretcher, and the red light. And it's really a mix and match system.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Depending on what basically, I think about it as penis sculpting. So depending on what you're working with and what your goals are, these are the components we assemble for you to get the maximum results of the look that you want.
Okay. Well, it's funny because my lady started watching a show, and it's something naked, and
Naked Attraction,
that
the dating show, or
the dating show.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I haven't seen that.
So it's all you
see is their genitals to start.
You 5 people stand behind the glass thing naked, and then it comes up to their knees, and then it comes up to their waist. So you just see their penises, and then you go up to their chest, and then finally you get to see their face. And so we were talking about the other day. She's like, I've never seen so many weird penises in my life, which I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. I mean, that's a good thing, I guess. But, we're talking about, and we had many conversations about penises and the looks and the shapes. And I'm like, they're all over the place. Yeah, you're
just
right.
Just like vulvas. They're all over the place.
They're on circle. Yeah. And then the opposite is there's a dude, and then there's 5 women behind there that come up to their, their vaginas, and they just see it. And she's like, some are hanging, some are this. I'm like, what? Do you never think about this? I mean, obviously you haven't been with a bunch of women, but you showered, right? I don't know. But it's been funny because we've been talking a lot about penises and vaginas lately because she's watched that show.
Most of them are beautiful.
They're all beautiful. They're all beautiful. Cocks and penises.
There's a few here and there.
Alike.
I don't know. I get a lot of dick pics, as you guys know, because I help men figure out their pumping strategy. And I don't, by the way, want any dick pics on Instagram. Please don't send them to me there. You can DM me and I'll give you my email, or you can send them to my OnlyFans.
Shit, I'll have to delete those.
Susan Bratton.
Yeah.
But
don't send them from the podcast account, fucker.
Damn it. Exactly. Yeah, I don't want them in Instagram. I don't want my account shut down. But I don't mind people sending me their pics and being like, what do you think? And every once in a while I will get a penis where I'm like, oh, that's definitely not the penis for me. Like, there's something about, I just don't like the hairy mess. I like a groomed man. I think a lot of women do.
Agreed.
It doesn't need to be completely shaved off. I like a little something. But
There's a lot for
Sometimes guys will
manscaping.
just send me such a hot mess, and I'll just be like, I can barely see the tree from through the forest, you know.
Yeah, do
And that's just
yourself
not
a
my
favor.
jam.
Yeah.
Some other woman could be just like, oh God, that's the one for me. And I'm like, God love you, take it off my hands. I don't even want to look at it. You know?
Right. Yep.
And it's the same way with vulvas.
There's somebody out there that does,
Yeah,
but I think that's one of those things where there aren't many that say, give me more forest than tree.
Than tree?
But there are guys who are like, give me the biggest bush in the world. There are guys that love a big bush, you know.
we did have the bush queen on a while back.
We did.
Yeah, I remember that. Yes, you did have the bush queen,
and she was phenomenal.
Everybody's got their thing.
I told her yesterday in a comment, I said, nobody gets me to stop scrolling faster than her. She is she is so gorgeous. And yeah.
I grew up with bush. Anyways, that's a different story. We all got our thing.
Well, you guys, I have had such a good time with you. Thank you again for having me back. I really enjoy being with you. It's so nice.
You are.
I hope you feel the mutual. Yeah, as you could tell, it's mutual. We enjoy. You can see us smiling. We love opening up. We love discussing the subject because I back to what you said. Not many guys are out there talking about it, and
thank you.
We have no problem, and we love learning from you. So thank you for everything that you have taught us.
I hope it's not the last one.
Thanks, Dean.
Oh, absolutely not.
Oh, hell no. I'm come back on anytime you want. I've got an endless supply of sexy shit.
I was gonna say we've only touched like 1 or 2 books so far. We got 40 to go. Yeah, absolutely. We will talk to you again in the new year for sure. We would like to make this, something that because I do think it's important to get, to have people willing to talk about this kind of stuff. And if we can be those guys, we'll be those guys. So
I love that about you. All right. Much love. Have great holidays. I'll see you in the new year. You as well. And I'll be sending you some more goodies. I'll reach out about that. I love you both.
Love you too.
Thank you for the t-shirt.
It looks amazing on you.
I like them. They're so good.
Happy holidays.
Right. Love you both. Okay.
Love you too.
Love you.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. The tavern is closed for now, but we'd love to have you back for more fun next time. Seriously though, get your asses out of here.